Anyways, payments and microtransactions are growing again. Why does Bitrefill make sense in that world? Like, what's the real benefit of using a voucher instead of just paying with a crypto card or directly from a wallet?
Yeah, that's a great question, Marilyn. And I would say that right now, payments directly from a crypto card or directly from your wallet aren't at the level that most people want them to be at, or you can't pay for things that you actually want. There are some great options in terms of crypto cards. However, those crypto cards are a few steps removed directly from your wallet. Bitrefill tries to be the fastest and cheapest experience while still being directly related to your wallet, because the closer you are to your wallet transaction, the easier it is to live on crypto and keep those assets on chain. Currently, right now, other than using a crypto card, there's no way to pay for something like Uber, Airbnb, Apple, Amazon directly from your wallet. And I would also say that in kind of the overall transaction, paying with a gift card at Bitrefill is pretty fast, simple, and cheap as well too. So for example, if you're just trying to buy your groceries on Instacart, from the moment you that with ETH on base, the moment you are trying to make that transaction, it takes about 20 seconds to go from ETH on base to groceries ordered on Instacart.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool. So, since you work at Bitrefill, I'm more curious about your personal usage. What percent of your real monthly expenses do you actually do via Bitrefill right now? And what categories like food, bills, recharge, travel, or etc.?
Yeah. So for myself personally, I used to be able to spend about 100% of everything through Bitrefill when we had US bill pay. And hopefully that's coming, but that's on the roadmap to be coming back pretty shortly. But right now, there are things that I still can't go directly from my wallet to that payment, like my mortgage, insurance, kids' tuition, or anything like that. But I would say that pretty much all spending on food, entertainment, recurring subscriptions, even household improvements are completely through Bitrefill. For example, right now in our house, we have to get a little bit of work done on our bathroom, and between Home Depot, Lowe's, and Ace Hardware, all of that could be paid for 100% via crypto.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, like when you use it personally, what feels easier than using a card? And what still feels like that extra step? Like, I'm also curious, does the no KYC or cross country thing matters much to you?
Yeah, one thing I would touch on the KYC part is I don't mind KYC. I more mind how my information is being shared and linked together. So I would say from a privacy standpoint, it feels like a pretty big enhancement, because if you are always funding a crypto card or making a payment directly with a merchant from your wallet, they're going to see all that wallet history or be able to tie together what you're doing on chain. And maybe that's not a big deal, but you do want to isolate what is being shared about you versus when you're not using a crypto card as well. So when you are using a crypto card, and crypto cards are great, but there's numerous parties involved, such as the actual service that you're KYCing on, the card issuer, Visa or MasterCard or American Express, as well as the merchant. And in each one of those points, there's an opportunity where maybe they might be sharing that data with someone else as well too. So I would say the KYC part, we all know that it is a part of living your life. If you want a bank account, if you want an exchange account, if you want to do many things, you are going to be KYC. But I think that where people get the KYC part a little bit wrong is you need to think about where else your information is being shared. So I would say that's something that is an improvement in terms of using Bitrefill and vouchers and gift cards to make payments directly, to be able to protect your own privacy. But on the actual convenience, I would say this is where crypto cards really get it right. I'm a huge fan of the Etherfi card. I think that they've built an absolutely fantastic product in terms of self-custody and all that. And I would say that is so much easier when you're actually in a store. You don't know what the checkout amount's going to be. Someone's behind you in line and you just want to be able to tap your phone or card and get out of the store. But when it comes to checking out, for pretty much any sort of online service, I would say it's actually an improvement in the checkout experience. You're actually entering in less information at checkout when you are using a gift card, and you also aren't entering in those private details that might be linked to larger amounts of money and copying and pasting around account numbers, card numbers, expiration dates, and other personal information as well. So I would say that part is an improvement in the process. And that does not feel like an extra step because ultimately you're copying and pasting some numbers down anyway. So there might as well be something that's a little bit more of a disposable number that's not linked to your entire net worth.
Maybe that's exactly what people like about it.
Yeah, I think that's something that I find a few people like about it. And some of the feedback that we do get from our customers, I would say most of our customers are pretty crypto native folks, but there have been plenty of use cases, even in my own personal life, of people understanding that this is a bit of an improvement. For example, just my sister with her 2 teenage boys, she would 1,000 times rather top up their Apple, Uber, Steam balances with gift cards rather than her linking her credit card to one of those accounts and giving her teenage boys unlimited spending.
So your fourth question is the same. So like, do
Sorry.
any of your non-crypto friends or family use Bitrefill yet? Or is it still mostly crypto folks for now?
Yeah. So most of Bitrefill's customers, now at this point, we've had over 1 million customers come through and find Bitrefill useful in one way or another. And most of them are pretty crypto native on that front. So there are a few folks that maybe had a one-time reward or tried something out in crypto or were just looking for a simple, easy way to cash out. But then in the personal realm, I would say there's two things that I have seen pretty non-crypto people do. Going to a lot of meetups and we talk to people who are maybe new to crypto, new to Bitcoin. And one thing that's always hesitant for them is understanding how are they ever going to be able to get that crypto to spend on something that they actually want. And when letting people know that this is a quick, easy, simple off ramp for folks to be able to buy things that functions within a few seconds with very few steps. A lot of times that's an unlock moment for them to understand that they can move more of their assets in life on chain, and knowing that they will always be able to make that purchase on Amazon, make that purchase, book that trip on Airbnb that they wanted to. And then I would also say for someone who's a complete non-crypto user, there are some benefits to this. I would say like on the personal front, I have a sister who has 2 teenage boys, and she would 1,000 times rather use an Apple voucher, Uber, Steam to top up her teenage kids' balances for the stuff that they need, then link her own bank details or debit card or credit card to give her teenage boys unlimited spending.
Yeah. So the last question. Most people still cash out their crypto or DeFi earnings to find before using it in real life. Where does Bitrefill fit in that? Do you see it becoming the bridge from DeFi to real world spending, or there's still thing blocking that?
So, Marilyn, at Bitrefill's core premise here, we're trying to help people live on crypto. And in order to be able to live on crypto, you need to be able to both spend, earn, and save. I think that a lot of protocols are really focused on the earning and the saving part, and we're really getting that down. But one of the key things that's missing is being able to simply spend from your wallet and have a direct relationship with that merchant. Right now, for most people in crypto, they're going from after they do something on chain, and whether that's DeFi, airdrop farming, or something along those lines, they're needing to go through the steps of getting that money onto a centralized exchange, selling it, incurring additional fees on that front, and then transferring it to their bank account. That then is ultimately going to get transferred into a credit card payment or a debit card that they then make a purchase with. I think we can all agree when we hear all those steps of instead going from your wallet to a credit that you want from that vendor that you want to buy something from, simpler process. So we always want to be the most simple, cheapest, and fastest off ramp for people to be able to actually buy the things that they want. And that's how we see ourselves fitting in the crypto ecosystem. And it's our journey and our roadmap to improve that experience every day, to not just be gift cards, but to be a real payment experience for people to be able to pay their mortgage, go into a store, and simply get what they want with their crypto.
That's a great point, Thomas. So that's
Yeah.
all. That was my question.